Most people look at a billionaire and see the jet, the penthouse, and the expensive watch. They see the finish line, but they never look at the starting block. They never see the blood on the floor or the nights spent staring at a ceiling, wondering if the hunger will ever stop. If you are watching this right now and your back is against the wall, if your bank account is empty, your friends have vanished, and the world feels like it's closing in, then I have something to tell you. Congratulations. You are exactly where the 1% started. You are in the blueprint phase. In this 10-part series, we are going to strip away the motivational garbage and look at the cold, hard mechanics of success. We aren't talking about manifesting your dreams. We are talking about engineering them out of pure agony. Today, in part 1, we look at the foundation, the blueprint of pain. Because before you can build an empire, you have to survive the demolition of your old self. Success in America is built on a lie. The lie is that you need a college degree, a loan, and a supportive network. The truth? Some of the greatest fortunes in New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles were built by men and women who had nothing but a crushing sense of shame. Shame is a more powerful fuel than passion. Think about it. When you have everything, you are soft. You are comfortable. You take weekends off. But when you are at rock bottom, when you are the person the world has forgotten, you gain a superpower, invisibility. You have no reputation to protect. You have no ego left to bruise. You are a ghost, and a ghost can move through walls that a billionaire can't even see. When your identity is demolished, you stop caring about what they think. You stop checking social media to see who's winning because you're too busy surviving. This is where the blueprint is drawn. You realize that you aren't a victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of your comeback. The pain you feel right now, that is the sound of your old, weak self being torn down to make room for a skyscraper. Let's talk about the $0 strategy. People say, I need money to make money. That is the mantra of the broke. The 1% knows that information is the only true currency. Imagine a man sitting in the basement of a public library in Manhattan. He has $1.50 in his pocket. He hasn't eaten a hot meal in 3 days. To the world, he is a failure. But to the history books, he is a titan in waiting. Why? Because while others are using the library's free internet to watch entertainment, he is studying patent law. He is researching the supply chain of the microchip industry. He is learning how to leverage debt, how to write contracts, and how to spot a gap in a billion-dollar market. He doesn't have a desk, but he has a mind. He doesn't have an office, but he has a vision. This is the stage where you must become obsessed. You don't need a fancy laptop. You need the library. You don't need a mentor. You need the biographies of the men who did it before you. You have to realize that the world is a giant lock, and information is the key. If you are at 0, your only job is to become the most informed person in the room. Knowledge is the bridge between the basement and the penthouse. There is a disease that kills more dreams than failure ever will. It's called validation seeking. When you are in the blueprint phase, your first instinct is to tell everyone. You want to tell your family you're going to be rich. You want to tell your friends about the next big thing. You want that dopamine hit of someone saying, "Wow, that's amazing." Stop. The 1% operates in the dark. Silence is a power move. When you talk about your dreams, your brain releases the same chemicals it would if you had actually achieved them. You become satisfied with the idea of success rather than the work of success. You need to keep that fire inside you. You need to let the pressure build until the only way to release it is through action. In America, we are taught to fake it until you make it. That is a recipe for disaster. Don't buy the car on credit to look successful. Don't lease the office you don't need. Stay in the shadows. Let them think you're struggling. Let them think you've given up. Your silence is your shield. While they are out at brunch, talking about what they might do, you are in your cell, doing the work they are too afraid to even think about. Silent execution is the ultimate competitive advantage. Now let's get real. Everyone wants the prize, but nobody wants to pay the toll. The toll for an empire isn't just money. It's your social life, your comfort, and sometimes your sanity. You will have to spend Saturday nights alone with a textbook or a spreadsheet. You will have to skip the parties where people are talking about nothing. You have to be willing to be the weirdo, the one who doesn't fit in, the one who is obsessed. In the high-stakes world of US business, there is no room for balance when you are starting from zero. Balance is for people who have already arrived. For you, there is only obsession. You must develop a warrior's routine. This means waking up when your body wants to sleep. This means working when your mind wants to drift. It means treating your life like a military operation. If you aren't willing to be misunderstood for years, you aren't ready to lead for decades. The blueprint of pain requires you to sign a contract with yourself. I will do what they won't today, so I can have what they can't tomorrow. As we close this first chapter, take a look at your surroundings. If they are humble, if they are difficult, if they are painful, take a deep breath and smile. You are exactly where the story begins. You have the raw materials. You have the invisibility. You have the hunger. The blueprint is drawn. The old structure is gone. Now, it's time to lay the first brick. But a brick is useless without the strength to carry it. In the next episode, we are going to dive into the dark discipline. We will discuss the specific daily habits that turn a dreamer into a machine. We will talk about the power hour, the deep work cycles, and how to program your brain to see opportunities where others see obstacles. Motivation is a liar. It comes and goes like a fair-weather friend. If you only work when you feel like it, you have already lost to the man who works, because it is his identity. In part 1, we drew the blueprint. We acknowledged the pain. But a blueprint doesn't build a skyscraper. Repetition does. Bricks don't fly into the air because you're inspired. They are laid one by one, with bleeding hands and a tired back. In the United States, we are obsessed with the hustle. But most people are just busy being busy. They are running on a treadmill, going nowhere. Today we are moving from hustle to strategy. We are building the warrior's routine, a systematic, biological, and psychological framework designed to turn a soft human being into a relentless execution machine. If you want to own the sky, you must first master the dirt. This is the routine of the 1%. There is a reason the most powerful CEOs and the most elite special forces operators are awake before the sun. It isn't because the air is better or the coffee is stronger. It's because at 4 a.m., the world is silent. There are no emails. There are no Slack notifications. There are no family obligations. When you wake up at 4 a.m., you win the first battle of the day against your own comfort. Your brain will scream at you. It will tell you that you need more sleep. It will tell you that 1 more hour won't matter. But every time you hit that snooze button, you are training your subconscious to accept defeat. The warrior's routine starts with The cold start. You don't reach for your phone. You don't check the news. You move immediately. Many of the elite start with a cold shower or a blast of freezing water. Why? Because it triggers a massive dopamine spike and forces your nervous system to wake up. It's a shock to the system that says, the day has begun, and I am in control. You aren't just waking up. You are armor plating your mind for the chaos that the world is about to throw at you.